where nothing else matters. You're completely locked in and focused on what you're trying to accomplish as an athlete out here. The noise of the crowd doesn't matter. Whether you're cheering or booing doesn't matter. You're just completely locked in. How do you do that?
Extremely curious. I had a great teacher in high school. Her name is Jane Mastriano, who I'm still very close to. And she sparked my curiosity in writing. And the reason why I felt it was important at the time was not for the writing's sake, or not for storytelling purposes, but there are things in story, inherently in story, that can help me be a better basketball player, be a better teammate, a better leader, understand emotions better. So that's why I got into storytelling actually. So it's just insanely curious, man. And trivial things weren't gonna pull my attention. It had to be things weren't gonna pull my attention. It had to be things that I had a purpose. I wanted to be one of the best basketball players to ever play. And anything else that was outside of that lane, I didn't have time for. The love of the game. The challenge. Like I would watch Magic play, I'd watch Michael play, and I would see them do these unbelievable things, and I'd say, can I get to that level? I don't know, but let's find out. And so that curiosity to see where I could push this thing led me down that path, I think.
The late, great NBA legend Kobe Bryant certainly knew how to get a win. So it makes sense that he would have a good idea on what it means not to lose. If you find yourself in a rut and just can't seem to get ahead, then concentrate on making yourself a more well-rounded person. Learn new skills like writing so that you can take lessons from the stories, even if it doesn't seem to correlate directly to your passion. Stories are what move the world forward, and without storytelling, you can't begin to know how to make the world a better place. Be a storyteller and improve what is around you. Look up to those who have made it before you as well, and ask, can I be as great as them someday? Even if it's not possible, you won't know if you don't try. But no matter what, be the best version of yourself that you can possibly be. Only worry about putting in the work and making yourself better. Find your passion and seek it. Keep your expectations and goals for yourself set high, and don't allow anyone else to keep you from pursuing them. Make it a habit so that you can't stop even if you wanted to. In the end, the focus should not be only on improving yourself, but everything and everyone around you. Keep the magic alive and set your sights on your best possible self. When you are operating at peak performance, not only will you not keep losing, but you'll be winning each and every day.
I think stories is what moves the world. Whether it's an inspirational story, it's an informational one. Nothing in this world moves without story. From the political world, sports world, nothing that we have moves without story. And so I think that is the root of everything. And if we're going to try to make the world a better place, story is the right place to start.
I agree.
But most people don't understand. Like my last year, people would come up to me and say, okay, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to be a storyteller. And they go, and so what are you really going to do? Yeah, like what's going to happen when you retire is you're going to go through like a week of depression. And then the second week is going to be like denial and all that. Right. I'm like, dude, seriously, I'm good. So after a while, I just got sick of it, and I just said, I don't know. I'll go play golf or something. Overall, the idea is a very simple one, and the Mamba mentality simply means trying to be the best version of yourself. That's what the mentality means. It means every day you're trying to become better. And it's a constant quest. It's an infinite quest. So starting at the age of 2, when I first started playing the game, and on and on and on, I always ask questions. I always try to get better every single day, learn more. Oh, dude, I was asking questions all the time. And you'd be surprised. Like some people, like my kids at 2 could do a lot of things. Right? At 2, I could dribble a basketball. I could shoot a basketball on the Nerf hoop at the house. And I would go to practice with my father. I would observe my father. I'd sit and watch games with him. Yeah, man, I guess you could say that. A lot of things I learned by being around the game. Right? So by the age of 6, I was already strategizing versus other 6-year-olds. At the age of 6, I figured out 6-year-olds couldn't dribble with their left hand. Yeah, like I had goals. I had expectations and things I wanted to accomplish, and so like the outside world could not meet that for sure. Like, I knew I wanted to win 5, 6, 7 championships. That was my goal. For me to come out and say that, people would think I was a lunatic. So no matter what they said or what they threw at me, my expectations were certainly higher. Choice. Like you wake up in the morning and you go. Even if you tried to dial it back, it'll just build up, and then it'll just like come out 10 times worse than it was before. You know, we don't compromise that. Do not break the magic. Everything comes from this world. Everything has purpose, and everything must be to the best of your ability. So like my job is really to make sure that, you know, when you work here, you're tasked with challenging yourself to do the best job you can. And that means you have to be honest and be brave about it. Like you gotta be able to look in the mirror and say, I can do better. Okay, now I understand as a company, this is what you're looking for, right? And then they go off and they create. It just takes, you know, maybe a week or two just to kind of get used to the style of how we do things. Sure. Right? So remove yourself from that. Remove the ego from this process. Just focus on the act. The goal is to help us all become better. And when you do that, you can kind of remove yourself from that. Now you can look at actions, and then you can truly improve. You know, it's a basketball. A lot of conversations about that actually, and talked to Kate Winslet about it as well. But we really got into how they build their characters and how they get into character. I've spoken with Larry Moss about that process as well. And there's something to that because like as an actor, you are trained to get into that zone, find that pocket. And as athletes, the psychology is the same. The Sean Penn as well, we had a great conversation about it as well. The discipline is different, but the behavior is the same. Before you start a game, how can you lock in and get into that mental space?
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content.